It says it's public.
Oh, we're rocketing the super chat.
Mine says public. What do you mean?
It literally has you as 0, and people are telling me that you're not live. That's it. Look, start the stream on his channel. There you go. This is
That's not me. It's YouTube.
That's. Did you set it public?
Yeah.
Can you see it right now? You sure it's public?
It says public on YouTube. What else can I do?
Hold on.
But yeah, now it's saying.
Oh, now it's on.
Is it on now?
Now it's on. What'd you do?
Nothing, man. That's YouTube, bro. YouTube's trying to keep me down, trying to push me down.
I don't know if he goes back. Maybe a 5. Maybe a 5.
Oh, man. We got a lot to talk about today. Thank God I'm live now. Good. Jesus, Lord, Mary, and Joseph. Help me, technology.
I have a big lead on you.
Yeah, you do. 149 viewers because YouTube screwed me.
It's okay. Just got to blow on the cartridge.
Let's quit. Yeah.
So can someone, before we even begin, can we, this is the letter S in ASL? Oh yeah, it's like this, right? Also solidarity, but like this, right? I think this is S, right? I think.
Yes.
Today we are going to learn sign language live on GPS. You know what? By the end of this show, I want us to be able to sign GPS. All right. That's
what will happen first? Tom and I learning sign language, or the Colts or Cardinals naming their next head coach?
Oh, definitely we're going to learn sign language way before that. Way before that, because we ain't going to get those coaches. The Colts might be doing a 3rd round of interviews, a rare 3rd round, if you will, because they're not going to. You did great, Cole. You did great.
I actually did not approve that, Cole, so...
I just named him the red Brandon Perna on his name tag.
Boo!
And then I said, that's good, Chiefs. That one, too. Well, you know what? Maybe you should have built the cabinets when Jess asked you to.
I saw the tweet.
I saw the tweet. And by the way, Grossi Posse, give yourself a pat on the back, getting Jess to over 2,000 subscribers.
Whoa.
Yeah. Where were you, Brandon Perna, on, what was that, Wednesday night? Where were you?
I tweeted it. Or retweeted it. I posted that shit in the community tab, dog.
Bro. Wasn't until the posse came around, they were just like, yo.
It's hard for me to help others grow when YouTube won't even make my show live.
6 free downloads to learn it fast.
Whoa.
No, I don't want to download anything.
Jess calls GPS GP Jess, by the way. So if I die, she's stepping in quickly.
Honestly, all right. Well, I'll be sad. But like I know that it'll be in like good hands. So
yeah.
So
there's some interesting news that happened before the show that involves my team.
Brian FLores.
Yeah. So things are happening slow. What?
I think you did say that on GPS. You were like, I'll donate $500 so Cortland Sutton doesn't end up in top 10 touchdowns or something.
I have no recollection of that. It sounds like something I would say, but I have absolutely no memory of that at all. I will donate it to the Alzheimer's Association. So, boom.
Big if true. Big if true.
Movies are rigged.
Big if true.
It's like their endings are scripted.
God. All right, listen. Let me on because I'm going to show you what we're really looking at today. Did you pull up the? No, I'll pull it up. Don't worry. Okay. All right. So this is what Brandon's talking about here. Okay, let's just zoom in a little bit. Okay. All right. Oh, G is so easy. Okay, so it's.
Oh, I do that a lot. Boom.
Yeah, it's this. G is super easy. Oh, P is a little complicated. P is like you're walking down the street and your is the thumb touching the middle finger there? I think it's like
G. Boom.
Now, does that need to be? Now, that's the question. Does that need to be visible? Because like, where am I holding my thumb? Okay, all right, and then S. Okay, it was close. S is the middle finger, so you're grabbing like this. Okay. All right, we're gonna come back to it at the end of the show. We're gonna get it. That's how we're gonna sign off, and we're gonna crush it. We're gonna.
G.
Nope. That's G.
P.
Nope. It's
Yes.
like that. Yeah, nope. That's it's not it.
Peace.
But it's close. It's okay. We're gonna get there. We are gonna get there. Well, thank you. Except I make you write essays. All right. So yeah, let's talk about coaching vacancies.
Yeah. So they're
That's
still
sad.
working on Sean Payton. He's supposed to be here in Denver sometime one day. They'll do a press conference at some point. They talked to Ejiro Evero. Him and Sean Payton had a meeting or something. There's still a chance Ejiro Evero comes back as defensive coordinator. Really depends on if he's going to get offered a head coaching job, which would be probably the Cardinals at this point. I don't think it's the Colts. So if he takes the Cardinals job, the Broncos got to go in a different direction. And today they reached out to the Steelers to request permission to interview Brian FLores, who is also currently suing the Denver Broncos. So this could be very, very interesting. If the NFL is scripted, shout out to the writer who thought to have Brian FLores sue the Denver Broncos and then have the Denver Broncos ask him to interview for their defensive coordinator position. Now, all of this kicked off because Vic Fangio finally took the job in Miami as their defensive coordinator, which Dolphins fans had only been praying for like 2 weeks.
Correct.
I swear to God, all of Dolphins Twitter since the season ended was name Vic Fangio defensive coordinator. Name Vic Fangio defensive coordinator for like 8 weeks.
Well, because then it was like he's talking to the Broncos, he's talking to the 40, like he's talking to like all these other teams. And the Dolphins fans like, no, but I thought he was coming with us. I thought he was hanging out with us. But yes, it was
finally landed in Miami.
Bisaccia actually got a raving review from Aaron Rodgers on Pat McAfee on Tuesday too.
Yeah, guess how that worked out last time for this team. The last coach Rodgers recommended did not work. Did not work. Rich Bisaccia, though, maybe, are you talking for one of the head coaching jobs?
Yeah, I mean, he's interviewing with the Colts.
I don't know what the Colts are going to do.
I really hope they hire Jeff Saturday. I'm literally holding off on doing a Colts reaction. And I honestly, I go to bed at night and what I dream of is the Colts hiring Jeff Saturday just because the content I'll be able to make. That's it.
Wow.
That's it. Okay, so it is that. Okay, so it is. It's in between. So it's like that. Okay. Sorry, continue. All right, so we have that coaching news. Yeah, Night Owl, that's the problem. It was so good. It took so long. It was one of my favorite videos that I've done this year, even though it's only February. But yeah, no, it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, and that would be if Brian FLores comes to Denver as their DC, that's a huge win. That's a huge hiring for the Broncos. What FLores did with the Dolphins defense while he was head coach, very impressive. Had the Patriots defense playing very well before that. So I will feel good if the Broncos are able to hire Brian FLores.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
listen,
care if he continues to sue him either. The lawsuit can stay. I'm fine with that.
That's
sue
fine.
the shit out of him, Brian, but also make our defense good.
Well, it's funny because like I really wanted to hire Evero because he was on the Rams. I really wanted to get him instead of Joe Barry.
Would have been the right move
as our DC. That would have been nice. So like you're willing to move on from because you think FLores is better?
No, I still prefer Evero. I think like he's got a good shot at getting the Cardinals job right now. I think the Broncos are worried he's going to just be gone. The other issue with Evero is you're really only going to get him one more season probably because next head coaching cycle, if he doesn't get it this time, I feel like he'll definitely get one next time. Like he was that impressive. Like the players loved him. Everybody in the organization was impressed. He did a great job with the defense and they went through a whole bunch of different injuries. We lost all of our edge rushers. I mean, Randy Gregory was hurt most of the year. We traded away Bradley Chubb. So that was one thing that definitely declined after those guys left, but he was good. Defense was good. It was the only bright spot while we were losing games by 2 points every week.
Correct.
Like, well, the defense did their job. Good, great. Evero?
Well, at the end of the year too, like Evero was offered the temp job, right? And he turned it down because we assumed it was to go for other head coaching gigs, because like if you have like nothing on your resume, it kind of also could look better, because if you, let's just say you lose those remaining games, that might like strike against you. So
yeah, it was mostly like a let me not take that job right now. We already been through this, Charles. We already went through this shit, Charles.
But that's not the main story, as Brandon Perna has procured this morning, and what the title is about Kyler Murray. So, Brandon, why don't you hit the people up with some Kyler Murray news?
Kyler Murray is a quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals, recovering from a torn ACL. Signed a 5-year, $230 million contract before this last season.
True.
And the Cardinals don't have a head coach. And everybody's like, why is it taking the Cardinals so long to hire a head coach? Well, the rumors coming out of Alabama, Mobile, Alabama, which is where the Senior Bowl is. So this one, all the people like to start talking to each other down in Alabama. They're like, give me the juicy secrets about your organization.
And Brett Coleman's there, and he's just like writing it all down for his videos.
Yeah, he's taking like all these really nice photos.
Yeah.
And so apparently, allegedly, the rumors are that because one nugget about this process is Kyler Murray supposedly has say in who the Cardinals bring in to be their next head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have been like, Murray having a say has made the process take longer or something. But according to the people down there, coaches are not excited to work with Kyler Murray on that current contract. So apparently the Cardinals are having a hard time convincing a coach to come in and have his success tied to Kyler Murray for the next 5 years.
It won't be that long, but yeah.
The Cardinals are also an organization where they're kind of married to that contract no matter what happens.
Yeah.
And that's not surprising to me, though. I don't think it's just that. I think like Kyler Murray there's been this stigma with him since he entered the league, since the whole like, should he play baseball or am I going to play baseball or not? Entering the draft. There's always been this thing about like how committed he was to the game at the start, and his personality didn't really mesh with everyone. I'm not even trying to like say that as a knock on him. I'm just saying like what the story around Kyler.
There was like speculation that was all around him before he was even drafted. And this also comes back like with even further context, right? Them saying, oh yeah, Josh Rosen's our guy. So the Cardinals are like, yeah, Josh Rosen, he's our dude. And then like, cause they just drafted a QB and now they go right back to back with Kyler Murray.
Yeah. And then since being there, it's kind of been like, the whole last year that when the Cardinals tried to put in the homework clause into his contract, everybody was like, what? This suggests Kyler's not studying game film or like taking the job seriously enough. So I understand that, but I honestly think like the bigger hurdle for the Cardinals is they're a average to poorly run organization, right? Like, I think it's more an issue about ownership. Now they have a new GM they bring in because of everything that happened with Steve Keim, and like he's gone. Either he or their offensive line coach groped somebody in Mexico, but the fact that they look exactly the same made that whole thing weird. This is it's not like an organization that I think coaches are super excited to go coach for. Yep. And I think that's a bigger issue than Kyler. Obviously, you're tied to him, so you've got to be I think you've got to be like an offensive oriented head coach, which Cliff Kingsbury was, and they had success together that one season. And they bring back Cliff, they give Kyler the extension, and if you do that to those two guys, they should be coaching in being QB together for the duration of that. Because if that's not your plan, you're just in a bad spot after that. So,
but that's the problem, dude. Like they are in a bad spot regardless, right? So whoever comes in you have the Kyler Murray contract that's already there, and there's already question marks, and he was like Cliff Kingsbury's guy. Oh, there you go. You get Jeff Fisher. And so now Cliff Kingsbury is gone. So you removed one part of the problem. So now all eyes are going to be now on Kyler Murray. And he's likely not going to play for what? At least half the season? Yeah. At least?
See, that's why I think the job's appealing.
See, but I don't, though, because, okay, you're saying there's nothing to lose kind of thing. You basically have like a stopgap year where you're just like, if I screw up, it doesn't really matter.
I'm saying if you're a head coach, you come in, you don't have Kyler, but you do a good job with the team. They overachieve. Like, you've got the sample as the Cardinals head coach of succeeding. And then if Kyler comes back, and Kyler's a good quarterback, I think you can win with Kyler Murray.
He's an athletic dude.
But if you establish that base that, hey, we're winning games without Kyler Murray, I did that as a head coach. Kyler comes back and they suck again or underachieve, then you've got the evidence to say, like, it wasn't me, man. And even if that doesn't mean you last with Arizona, you've got a part of your resume that says, oh, I did the job well without a franchise quarterback. And
okay,
I don't know where the Cardinals are with their salary cap. There's going to be free agent QBs available. Whether that's like a guy like Sam Darnold or whoever, I don't know. But like there would be options there to have a serviceable guy to win with. The real problem, like the Cardinals banked on age. They're like, bring me AJ Green, bring me JJ Watt. Mm-hmm. And even now their best player, DeAndre Hopkins, they might be trading.
They might be trading.
It's outside of Kyler. It's like, what excites you about going to Arizona?
That's my point. They're like, it's like they're in a rebuild, but they're not because they're tied to their franchise quarterback and you don't even get to have him, right? So it's not like, oh man, all right, well, let's just like build the team around Kyler Murray and like have a nice day, because you can't do that for like half a year. There's still questions on if you even want to do that. And I think like any coach is going to be super weary about that, because I mean, you also could turn around and not have a job in a year. Like they could pull a Houston Texans, because we're talking about the Cardinals and how they're run and not run very well. And you look, they just got a brand new Drake. They got the Titans guy, right? Or is it
who?
No, who did they? The Titans got a new GM, right?
Yes.
Okay,
because they fired their GM. While everybody was like, why did you not?
No, but the Cardinals got a No, it wasn't no, they got one in the midseason. They fired their guy. It was the Cardinals, right? The guy who came in and was like, we're going to be no nonsense.
Yeah. Like I said, they got rid of Steve Keim and they brought in the guy I've never heard of. Cardinals.
Monty, right? I think it's Monty.
Python.
Yep,
Monty Ossenfort.
So that's the one. Yes. Thank you. Sorry.
Monty Ossenfort.
Oh, that's Joe Mixon. Anyway, so in terms of like his evaluation, like don't be surprised if he cleans house and it's just like, listen, I'm going to like kind of act like Kyler Murray's not really on this team for right now. And I'm just going to try to rebuild from scratch. If Kyler fits in there, cool. If not, cool.
I like it. I think he's just sitting in his GM office and he's bringing in every person individually. And he's like, do you like nonsense? And if they answer yes, they're gone.
It's like The Office. It's like 0 days without nonsense.
How do you feel about nonsense? Because we ain't having it here.
He is from Titans. That's what I was. Okay, yes, he's from the Titans. Then he went over there. That's where I was going with that, while also trying to learn sign language. I mean, what do the Cardinals do though? Like, if you're okay, so you get hired. First of all, if you're a veteran coach, I don't know if you take that, right? It might be a younger, newer coach to be like, hey, sure, like this is going to be my first opportunity, but it could be Vance Joseph.
Yeah,
it could be.
They like him. Vance is a likable coach. Vance was a likable dude. I think
Titans to go. Got it.
He might work as a head coach with the right coordinators. He wasn't ready for it. There was a lot that went against him too.
So I just got clarification. So it's like that's what you meant by like tiny. So you're just like this kind of thing.
How big is it? G.
Yeah, this is G. There you go. Okay. Thank you.
Anyway,
but yeah,
the Colts or the Cardinals aren't in a great spot while Kyler Murray's hurt.
Correct. But the Colts, so I don't know if you saw this. So there was a dude who did a skit, and he was basically Jim Irsay, and he was like making fun of Jim Irsay that he wanted to like go hire Jeff Saturday and stuff. And he did like this.
Is that Joey?
Yeah, Joey. And Irsay retweeted it and laughed at it. And I'm like, I don't know if that means like you have a great sense of humor or like, is that what the organization's doing? Like if Brian Gutekunst like retweeted one of my like GM videos, I'd be like, I don't know if you should have done that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's indicative of a good thing there. But yeah, it was an interesting move. The Colts are just such a weird team, dude. And if they wind up after all this and 3 rounds of interviews still going for Jeff Saturday, who went, 1-7?
They got worse. They flat
out got worse. 33-point lead.
And it wasn't good to start with. At least with Frank Reich, they beat the Chiefs.
And are you going to like turn around and be like, oh yeah, now like we're going to go up and get our franchise QB. We're basically going to sell away our future picks so we can go get our franchise QB now. And he's going to be under the tutelage of Jeff Saturday. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I mean, the Cardinals, they have the 3rd overall draft pick. Don't get me wrong. Like having a high draft pick is a nice thing. Sure. If you're coming in as a new head coach. But when you're picking at 3, you're in a spot where the biggest impact player you can get to change your organization is a quarterback.
Correct.
Cardinals have that. Don't need to do that again. So maybe you're getting a premier edge rusher, or you can get like one of the best tackles on earth.
Derek Carr.
I don't really know what this draft is. It's not as wide receiver heavy as the previous ones, but the Cardinals could use somebody if DeAndre Hopkins is out of there. But that's not everything. Like the draft is part of the way you build your football teams. And other than that, it's how the organization is run, and it's who is your quarterback. And Sean Payton took the job in Denver because he likes Walmart having a shit ton of money and are going to be an organization who listens to him and gives him the flexibility to do those things because of the money. And then it was like, yeah, I also think I can still work with Russell Wilson. It's got to be one of those two things. Like if you're going to the Chargers as a head coach, if they move on, the only reason you're going there is Justin Herbert, because everybody else like, I want to coach. I don't want to be coaching Spanos land. Like,
well, so, okay. But real quick, just to hop over to the Broncos, because what?
Nothing.
What'd you say?
Anytime you say, let's talk about the Broncos, I get nervous. That's all.
That's fair. Because you fired Nathaniel Hackett, and then wasn't there? And I could be misremembering. Good God, I had a good breakfast today too. Is it like so? Remember, I think it was your GM, your owner said about it's Peyton, right?
George Payton is the GM.
Yeah, George Payton. That he's the new coach is going to answer directly to the owner instead of the GM. Do I have that right? So do you think that George Payton's seat is also a little warm at the same time?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And I would say warm. I would say it's
just a little,
it's more about we really don't know a lot about Greg Pinner, the Walter Pinner group. Like
Justin.
They've only been there a year. You know what I mean? We don't have previous experience with them.
Justin, appreciate you.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
I would honestly, if you're the Cardinals, you could get a game-changing guy, but yeah, maybe you do rebuild towards this future
Yeah.
because you're kind of wondering what else do we have at this point. So why not? And so with that, I will give you
Poser.
USA.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
USA. Airplane.
Wow, what a season.
We haven't done, what a season. What a season. I
But
think
I hope that George Payton's seat is not hot. I think he's good. I think he's great at evaluating talent out of the draft. I think he would be a benefit to keep in Denver. Even if like the coach relationship is more directly with ownership, I think they should figure out how to all work together. I think George Payton and Sean Payton, fucking confusing with all the Paytons.
there's a lot of Paytons there.
Involved.
A lot of Paytons.
I think even if they don't see things the same, I think that's better for the team in the long run, as opposed to bringing in somebody who's always going to kind of agree with you, which has been like a rumor that, you know, Sean Payton would want at some point. I don't really know, but we're in a better situation than the Colts are with Jim Irsay.
You're 100% correct. I just think with the Broncos, there's a lot on the line.
Oh yeah,
like for this year. So
this year is either going to be pleasantly surprising, there'll be a winning team, or there'll be a losing team, and a lot of things are going to change next offseason. Like they'll cut Russell Wilson.
They'll cut Russell Wilson.
They'll move on.
Mike over to your GM and be like, let's start from scratch.
Peyton, Russell Wilson, all those decisions were made before ownership came in. So
correct. They inherited that. So
yeah.
No,
what's interesting too about the Colts is like they had Ryan Grigson back years ago, and he was not. I think he won like GM of the year because they drafted Andrew Luck or some shit. Maybe my timing's wrong. It was close to that. But then they got rid of him because everyone's like, Ryan Grigson's horrible. They bring in Chris Ballard. Everybody's like, Chris Ballard's great. They had Frank Reich. And now they seem like one of the least desirable places to go and coach for. The Texans are now a more desirable destination than the Colts. And that was a hard task to accomplish.
That's
And Jim Irsay did that. Like he literally did that.
I would say that
in a short time.
They're both fighting on the top of the stairs and they both tumbled down. It's just the Colts went all the way down and the Texans are on like the third step from the bottom. They're like, we're better.
They got a coach who I think is a great coach in Houston.
Agreed.
Great draft spots. I mean, they kind of botched that a little bit.
Yeah.
They're still going to be able to get a QB. They got rid of Jack Easterby. That's three big moves. They can get their quarterback. They got rid of the crazy guy and D'Amico Ryans. Man, people are excited for him to be back in Houston. So,
but it's also the thing. It's like your expectations with the Texans are the lowest of any team in the league. And I mean that wholeheartedly, right? Nobody is expecting the Texans to make this amazing turnaround. Now, they have a good running back, right? Because Pierce, right? They have a good running back.
Yeah.
They don't have a QB. They're going to have to go get one in the draft, which they will, right? Their defense, they have some good guys that are on there. So I think like there's definitely some pieces, but they are in full-blown rebuild mode and are going to be there for the next couple of years. So like a guy like D'Amico Ryans coming in and saying like, hey, like, let's just sculpt this team the way that I want to. They could like do a rebuild, right? And then there's the Colts who are in this weird old QB carousel. They're going to go get a new young QB, but your offensive line, like you missed that window of them being elite. The defense is good. It's not great like it was. You know, Jonathan Taylor, you better pray is not a one-year wonder. There's just a lot more questions about the Colts when you can look at the Texans and be like, oh yeah, they just suck. And so, okay, like we're expecting to suck and just get gradually better year by year.
Yeah, I think, well, here's like the weird caveat, I think, for the Texans, because they're supposedly going to try and outbid the Colts to get to that number one spot in the draft, right? I don't think they should.
I don't think they should either.
Because then you're leveraging your picks in the future, right? You're giving up next year's first rounder, most likely. And I think if you're the Texans, just stay at number 2, take CJ Stroud or Will Levi's, whoever you want there, because Bryce Young's probably going number 1. Take that, because I think CJ Stroud's going to be a good quarterback. Just take it. Keep your picks for the future. Pick again at the top of the second round, because you'll probably have to give that up just to get up that one spot. And that's the smartest move to continue to build. Let the Colts destroy themselves at this point. Like, Bryce Young would be great, but I don't think I wouldn't want to go to Indy right now unless they get a really good head coach. If they bring back Jeff Saturday, and don't get, like, Jeff Saturday was not good this year, but maybe he'll be better in his second year. Maybe. I wouldn't bet on it right now. I'd bet on a team being better in the next 5 years. I'm taking the Texans over the Colts. Easy.
But if you could bet on it, you would go nowhere because we're not sponsored today. So anyway, speaking of the AFC West, like we were talking about with the Broncos, let's talk about 2 other teams in the AFC West. Let's start with the Raiders, because the good old Pro Bowl skills challenge was yesterday. And I actually have a question for the chat, and this is a legitimate question.
Yeah.
I saw all the clips on social media and all that stuff. I actually, because I was working on something last night, I went to go on TV and see, it's like, oh, maybe it's on the NFL Network. No, didn't see it on ESPN. Was it on TV at all?
Did anybody see anything on TV about the Pro Bowl?
I just saw clips on the internet. Oh, yeah.
Jordan loves Packers.
That'll
be our next bet.
Oh, it's on ESPN and I just missed it? Oh, I'm just an idiot then.
Wow.
All right. I like tuning in on Mondays anyway for Monday Night Football.
But Derek Carr got hot in one of the passing drills, and this is what Derek Carr had to say to the world.
Have you ever been that hot in Las Vegas?
Not that hot. It's probably why I'm going somewhere else.
I like the look on his face. Like he knew he just stepped outside of his comfort zone.
Have you ever been that hot in Las Vegas?
Not that hot. It's probably why I'm going somewhere else.
I just love how it sounds like his accent changes throughout that clip or whatever. And he's just like, not that hot. Probably why I'm going somewhere else. Like, it just got more and more. And I was like, are you going to be the new Elvis?
What part of the country is Derek Carr from?
All of them. He's from all of them. Yeah, Derek Carr, that was amazing. And that was hysterical. And I also love, because he did really well, in the skills challenge. And Devontae Adams was even hyping up. He's like, that's my man. Because it gets this guy.
Yeah.
And I know the Raiders aren't sitting there going oh man, we may have screwed up, but if it does happen, because they're not getting Tom Brady because Tom Brady's gone, maybe they go after an Aaron Rodgers. And as you and I have talked about, I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo or Sam Darnold or Baker Mayfield is better than Derek Carr. In terms, Jimmy Garoppolo, I think is the safer option than Derek Carr, but I don't think he's going to necessarily win you more games unless you have a team built around him.
I would say Derek Carr is he's a better passer than Jimmy G. And until Derek Carr becomes a free agent, though, that's Jimmy G's advantage, is he costs nothing.
Correct.
So I think every team's just kind of waiting out the Raiders at this point, because why would you trade anything for Derek Carr if he has the leverage? Because he can say no to any team. And the Raiders also said he could not seek permission for trades. They didn't allow him and his agent to talk for trades.
Dude, what if
the Raiders, to put it politely, are fucking stupid. Stupid, Tom.
No, hey, remember, you have to start that with all due respect.
With all due respect. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're talking, but Carr's got to prove it. He's also said that he's not going to
extend it.
Their deadline, because it's by February 15th. He's owed the $40.4 million, which becomes guaranteed. And if he gets hurt in the Pro Bowl, his contract's fully guaranteed.
That's why someone was saying, man, I hope he strains something in the Pro Bowl just so the Raiders have to keep it and pay him.
Yeah. And a team that would be interested in trading for him is the New Orleans Saints, I think. But they don't have a draft pick in the first round this year. So they would just wait too. And then it's the Jet. I did a video about this yesterday because it's so convoluted right now.
Yeah.
Like the Jets could be interested, but are they more interested in Aaron Rodgers? We could trade for Rodgers. We could trade for Carr. Or again, we could have Jimmy G right now and see if somebody else weighed out the risk, see if somebody else trades for Carr. If they don't, then we're choosing between Jimmy G, Derek Carr, and Aaron Rodgers because I think the number one destination choice for any of those three, if all three are interested in leaving, which definitely two are, would be the Jets. I don't think there's a better situation out there for any of those guys than the Jets. The Saints, kinda, because their defense could be good again, but they're in bad cap spot. Alvin Kamara is going to be suspended for 10 games. They might lose Mike Thomas, which, is what it is. But
everybody's had that pick.
Yeah, I would want to go to the Jets if I was any one of those three quarterbacks.
No, I completely agree. The Jets are the best destination, but it's so interesting because highest ceiling, most talent is Aaron Rodgers, but he costs the most, right?
Yep.
Jimmy Garoppolo is kind of like cost the least and is kind of like that guy that, you can just plug in there. I know I've been saying him to the Jets forever. And then with Carr, I think you're just getting a riskier option, but the ceiling might be a little bit higher. And he does make a lot of sense for the Saints, like a lot. And I don't think, honestly, if you're the Saints, be like, here's a 3rd round pick. Maybe, if that. Here's a 4th round pick. Because what are the Raiders honestly going to do? Because the clock is ticking. Like they only have because it's February, right? It's only a couple more weeks. And if they don't, teams literally could just wait him out. It's an Amari Cooper situation all over again.
Yeah.
So it's okay. Here's a 5th, just so they don't have to pay the money.
Yeah.
They hope get on the books. You just lowball
Derek Carr goes somewhere and lights it up.
Dude, I want to see that. 1, 2. Oh man, I hope Josh Jacobs gets away and just continues to dominate because they were so stupid for not re-upping it, for not claiming his 5th year option. Yeah. That was so dumb. It was very dumb.
His production was good enough to take that 5th year, and also he's just like a good dude. He's like the kind of guy you want on your football team.
On the Denver Broncos, so he can run all over the Raiders twice a year.
Josh Jacobs so fast.
I know you would. Who wouldn't?
Fast. Him and Javonte. Ooh, you ain't tackling those guys.
Oh, we got Fitty Bomb.
Bam, Mac.
That's you, Perna.
Whoa, it was a Packers guy, so
you just assumed. Yeah.
I assumed that was no way for me.
Yeah.
Who I got in the Pro Bowl? The AFC. Derek Carr leads the AFC to victory.
Oh, well, buddy, we have a disagreement afoot because I choose the NFC.
Ooh.
And I will be watching that Pro Bowl game very intently.
Yes. Is it Cousins versus Carr, basically?
I'm not going to watch a single second of that garbage. I'm not.
I wanted to talk about this.
It will be better, but I'm not. I'm going to be. I'm not going to be around anyway. So it's
the Pro Bowl is
give him a clip,
basically now it's good for social media clips. I'm not going to invest 30 minutes of watching what they're doing, an hour. Certainly not going to watch a flag football game. But I will retweet the highlights, the funny moments with Derek Carr, cool throws. They tried to hype up the long drive contest on Good Morning Football this morning. I was like, this is not good for TV at all. And Zadarius Smith fell down trying to Happy Gilmore a long drive.
Did he?
He just whiffed.
Damn, what a shame.
It's still not that good. It's still not that good.
Hold on, Mac. I'll get you because it's a Packers thing. I know what you need.
Oh, wow. Is that a pancreas?
Yeah. Pancreas. By the way, I think what we should do is the beginning of next season, even maybe free agency, because technically that's the start of the new league year. We clear out all these except Scooter Elway. We clear them all out, every single one except Scooter Elway, and we just build up a new library for the season.
Cool. Well, I got a contender to keep around here, and we're gonna stay in the AFC West, Tom.
See how I pivoted to the Broncos, and now we're staying in the AFC West.
So, if you guys remember, at the end of the season, Joey Bosa went off on the NFL officials for not calling holding on him. Joey Bosa is always that was at the Jags game when they lost. There you go, Mac.
Oh, thank
Here's
you,
the
Mac.
new clip for you, Mac. It is
No. I get to give him a clip. I get to give. Hold on. Hold on. I don't know what I want to give him.
Stop saying hold on.
Yep.
We could have.
Hey.
Hold on. Thanks, Mac.
Hold up. An edge rusher I do like is Max Crosby. And here's Max Crosby on one of the Barstool podcasts talking about Joey Bosa. And boy, oh boy, I am on the Raiders side now.
A couple games ago when fucking dude had a meltdown and blaming the refs, and I see dudes blaming, well, fucking old linemen hold all the time, refs don't call it. Like, I'll never be that guy, bro. I think that, shit like that is so weak to me. Like, you're going to get held. Like, I know I get held all the time, bro. You watch the Rams' last drive against us, bro, I was getting literally tackled. But I'm not going to go and double down and go look like a little fucking crybaby. You know what I mean? That's not me.
I love it so much. I'm sorry. I've seen that now a few times, and I love it because Joey Bosa has not had a good week and a half of PR.
He's been a crybaby.
Because all right, so let's go all the way. Let's go. You know what? He hasn't had a good 2023. They go in January, right? They go and play the Jaguars. He costs the Chargers a huge play because he spikes his helmet down.
Like a crybaby.
He's like, oh, here you go, Bosa, as he's whining and complaining there. Then he's going to support his brother in the NFC Championship game and going to Philadelphia, where before the game, a bunch of fans run over and they're like, Bosa, like, just like giving him crap. And it's Philly fans. And he's holding a hard seltzer. And he's just like, yeah, you guys are so poor. He's like, I can afford it. That's why I'm here. And this guy's like, I'm rich. Like, he's literally screaming back at fans. Then when he's in the stadium, he's getting yelled at and trolled at by Philly fans as he's getting all upset and screaming back at them. And now the Max Crosby clip. And good God, I didn't really pay attention to Joey Bosa for a while. I just knew it's Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa, what have you.
He's always hurt. He's always injured.
Yeah. But good God, what a baby. Like, I said this yesterday on Clickbait. That man could destroy me on the field. He could destroy me off the field. He would not survive one day as a YouTuber because a bad comment would break him. It would break him. He was the guy who would spend an hour and a half and just be like, no, your mom is fat. Oh, my God. What a freaking baby.
In that video outside the stadium, he literally called the dudes chirping at him butt buddies.
Yep.
I was like, oh my God, I haven't heard that since I was like 12.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to show that to your butt buddies on Snapchat is what he said. I was like,
yep. He's like, oh man, I'm pulling jokes out from 2003.
I was like, wow. And then he did the douchiest move, which was using his wealth to try and throw it in their face.
I'm richer than you. And the guy responded, he's like, I'm rich too, bro.
Yeah, I want them to share their bank accounts so we know. Is Joey Bosa the softest player in the NFL?
Oh my God. Question. It's just
like what the but the really funny part though about Max Crosby calling him a crybaby while also just bitching about him is kind of poetic.
Oh yeah.
He's like, I'm not going to be that guy, but this guy,
he's just a baby. Like, he's just such a man-child. Like, it's just like, dude, like, you laugh it off, maybe you throw an insult back and you move on with your life. And you know what the thing is, too? If the thing didn't happen against Jacksonville, if that penalty didn't happen, I don't think it would have been as bad. But it's the stuff on the field that makes you laugh, and then it's the stuff off the field, too.
Yeah. It's also the way he talks, too. It's just so like, oh, God. He has a funny voice to be complaining about things.
What?
Joey Bosa has a funny voice to complain about things. He sounds like he's always stoned, kind of. Spicoli. He's Spicoli. He's been compared to him, too.
I just thought it was really funny. Like, he just took L after L, and then it came out the Bosas are like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a really good Super Bowl, but I'm not gonna watch it. I'm like, you're guys. And like Benkert said, like Nick Bosa, he was like the hardest working guy that he's ever like shared the field with, like 100%. And then it's funny.
There's somebody else I heard talking about how much of a freak Nick Bosa is. And all I was thinking about was like, oh, they're just confirming exactly what Kurt told us back when he used to come on the show.
Back in those days.
We miss you, Kurt.
But now he's skating and he's surfing. He's living his best life out here.
Yeah. I need to do it. I'm gonna make a skateboard video and tag him in it.
You should. Be like, I'm an ollie, man. I see. That's the thing. I don't even know if any of them are.
Yeah, they're a little different, which is fine. Weird. You kind of got to be edge rusher.
See, that's true. Nick Bosa, he did the manly thing and pissed on a high school in Wisconsin.
That's right, I forgot about
Oh, I didn't.
The Bosa Bros. They should have a reality show one day.
Yep.
The next Duck Dynasty. Bros. Every NFL player that's the Watts, the Bosas, the Kelseys, the McCourtys. I want a reality show that chronicles all of them.
And the Crosbys. Sidney Crosby, Max Crosby, Mason Crosby. So it's all there. They're not even related, but there's like
back to Grammatica brothers.
Yep. Oh, the St. Browns. Then we could finally find out how to pronounce Amon-Ra St. Brown's first name. Oh, the Diggs. That's true. The Diggs are also. Speaking of digging yourself into a hole, let's talk about Joe Mixon. So Joe Mixon, stories came out yesterday that he was big trouble. But his attorney came out and then said like the charges were going to be dropped.
No, his agent, not his attorney.
Oh, his agent. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So his agent said that the charges are going to be dropped today.
Supposedly.
But, yeah.
Mixon, so he was issued
somebody with a gun.
An arrest warrant for aggravated menacing. Allegedly, he pointed a gun at the victim and said, "You should be popped in the face. I should shoot you." And it was a woman, supposedly. Which, obviously, if you're not familiar with Joe Mixon, when he was in college, there's video of him punching a woman in the face at a fast food restaurant and knocking her out. So if you don't know that about Joe Mixon, now you do. You didn't know that?
Nope, I did not.
Oh, you didn't know that about Joe Mixon?
Oh, no, I did not know that.
I think he was suspended from playing for a year in college. He might have been a freshman when he did it. Yeah, him and a woman get in an argument, and then he punches her and knocks her out in a fast food place.
Oh,
so it's always been part of his story. To everybody who knows stuff about football. Yeah. So that's why this is even like bigger than just like a weird, like, why would you point a gun at somebody and say they should be shot? So we'll see if the charges are dropped, but the Bengals, they could save $10 million in cap space if they just cut Joe Mixon. So
what a transition, Perna. Perna's like, he punched a woman in the face. He threatened someone with a gun. The Bengals could save $10 million, so they cut him right now.
Yeah, it might not be worth keeping him if, like, this is a real story.
Dude, did you see the freaking Eagles O lineman?
Yeah.
What the, like,
is he indicted on kidnapping and rape charges?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't even remember what's his name. Eagles Ellis. Is it Josh Ellis or something? Let me see here. They already took him off the depth chart thing.
Yeah, no, he's on the commissioner's list now.
Yeah. That's one of those things like
he's not a mainstay. Like he's not a guy who I think he's only done like a handful of snaps, I think, for the Eagles, but yeah, he's a P squad guy. But it was Josh Sills.
Josh Sills, yeah. Josh Sills.
There you go. Yeah, they like both came out. It's just God. So
Yeah, it's just one of those stories like I don't want to jump into.
no, I saw it and I like saw a little bit about it and I was like, good God. Yeah, and then he got put on the commissioner's list yesterday. So he's not going to be able to partake in any of that stuff. But yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wow. This show did take a turn. It 100% did. We saved all of the god awful stuff for last. Now let's just sit here in silence for the next 7.5 minutes.
The Pro Bowl, huh?
How about that? Yeah, no. Is there more activities to go? I don't know. I'm not paying attention at all to the Pro Bowl.
They're not creative enough with the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, it was like
So you got
2019,
that long
right?
drive contest. You know what they should be doing is the guy should be up there. There should be like, I don't know, like 5 golfers.
Oh,
And then there should be like 5 defenders that they're trying to hit with golf balls out on the driving range.
So actually, you have a quarterback, and he picks 5 pass rushers to hit golf balls at.
Yeah, the
It's the ones that-
quarterbacks get to hit the edge rushers. That's why you get paid the big bucks.
No, but you came up with the idea.
You
Enhanced.
finished it.
Great idea.
All
Great
my
idea.
ideas are half-assed, half-cocked.
Oh, I'll full ass it.
Yeah,
full
full asses.
Asset. Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers, while golfing, the announcer, he was like doing like a hole-in-one thing, and the announcer was like, "Hey, Aaron." He's like, "Hi." So he basically's like, "So you know where you're going?" And he said, "Not to San Francisco." So breaking news: Aaron Rodgers not going to the San Francisco 49ers. So, oh yeah, because you weren't there yet yesterday, Brandon. Guess what? I got punished.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
What'd they do to you?
I have to watch the ending and stream the Daytona 500.
Oh my God.
I'm not excited, Brandon.
When is Daytona?
It's a week after the Super Bowl, Brandon. I'm not excited to watch cars make left turns, Brandon.
Wow.
I'm not.
Who picked that one, Adam?
Or no,
Chat?
the freaking chat did. It's my own mods. It's my own. They betrayed me. They betrayed me.
In our Patreon meeting on Wednesday, our Zoom hangout, we were talking about how funny it was when the chat punished you with $3,500 in super chats on one GPS. Everybody really liked that. They're like, that was just a great day.
You're like pranked. And I was just like, thank you. Like this is a game changer. I'm gonna buy myself something else. And they're like, we got him.
Stop paying off all my debts.
We got him. Yeah, it was funny. Someone asked that on Patreon Q&A. They're like, oh, how much did you get? I think I got like 2,100 or 2,300 from that. YouTube's just like, thank you.
YouTube's like, you're great, Tom.
You're great. We love you.
Your shorts must continue to crush.
Shorts?
Shorts.
Oh, they're monetized now.
Yeah. Have you made any money on yours yet?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I looked at one. I was like, oh, it still says $1.17. I don't think this is monetized.
You made
yet.
$1.17? I mean, I was making $0 on them.
Really?
Yeah, because there's it had like copyright stuff in it too. So like, because it has like the NFL stuff in it.
That's why I never use NFL footage.
I did it for the shorts because I didn't care.
No, I never use it
So yeah.
for any videos.
Honestly, I want to do that. I would go to the NFL honors. I almost went to the NFL honors.
Yeah. This is what I think the Pro Bowl.
Thanks, Head and Shoulders.
This is an idea I have hashed out because back in the day, we all wanted the 2 worst teams to play in the Pro Bowl for the #1 draft pick. I claimed that idea, and then Dave Damashek called me out on Twitter and said it was his idea, and he had the timestamps to prove it.
I'm sorry. Can you go back to the beginning of that story? I was reading a super chat. What?
The Pro Bowl. How to fix the Pro Bowl.
Yes.
I was saying it's a lot of people have wanted the 2 worst teams to play for the #1.
And then one goes to the XFL or something.
Right. No. Well, then I said the worst team should go to the XFL recently. What I think should happen is you take the highest paid, most underperforming players. They go to the Pro Bowl. Like, not the guys who got paid the money, and perform. But the guys who got paid but did not live up to expectations.
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson would have to be fighting for his job in the Pro Bowl this year. Kyler Murray got to play through that injury if you want to return to the NFL next season, because the losing team,
Brett Maher,
they go to the XFL, and then they got to prove their worth next year and come back and beat the new Pro Bowl team of underperforming, overpaid players.
Kenny Galladay, that's a good one. Yeah, Kenny Galladay.
G, yeah, he's in there.
So wait, hold on. Basically, you would just lose Russell Wilson next year, like if they lost.
Yeah,
like you just wouldn't have a quarterback
if he lost. Yeah,
wow,
it's harsh, but his money comes off the cap. Okay,
4 years. I don't know if they give him a 4-year deal.
Yeah, I know Gino was his agent was tweeting that, putting that out there.
I don't know if they give him that much, honestly. I don't know if they do, because the Seahawks could also turn around and be like, no.
Yeah. If another team wants to give him that, he gone.
Yeah.
He gone.
Oh, Zeke. Yep, Ezekiel Elliott.
Zeke would be there. Joe Mixon would have to. You have a weird off field thing. You got to go. You got to
crap.
go.
So Aaron Rodgers is going to go. Or does last offseason count? It's been weird for a couple off seasons. Now, what you're saying weird, though, I mean, like, he's talking about threatening someone with a gun. Aaron Rodgers is just weird. So, like, we have to define weird. Oh.
If you point a gun at somebody's face and say you're going to shoot him, you got to go and play for your job at the Pro Bowl.
All right, so it's just Joe Mixon. You're like, actually, it's this person, too. All right, so hold on. This is $500 bet.
Brett Favre, if he was doing charity fraud, during his career would have to go.
He'll go back to the XFL. Hold on.
Call it right, and I give $500 during the next season. Does Russell Wilson get 12 TDs, 12 interceptions, or 12 games played first? Oh, he's going to have 12 touchdowns first.
Okay.
Guarantee that. Guarantee it.
First. He's going to have that first.
Never been a turnover machine.
So he's going to have 12 TDs before 12 games played.
Yep. Easy. He'll have 12 touchdowns in October. Boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's the longest yard. Pretty sure they did that already.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler did one.
He redid it.
Okay.
Was that Burt Reynolds?
Burt Reynolds, yep.
Burt Reynolds was in the
Little
first
Burt.
one.
Little Burt.
The second one.
All right, Brandon. What do you got coming out?
Well, I think according to Johnny Barks, I got a video coming out today.
Oh.
It is about the worst performances by quarterbacks in winning Super Bowls. Worst QB performances
in the bedroom?
In a win. In a Super Bowl. I mean, they're all bad in the bedroom. They're quarterbacks.
Explain.
They're quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They think they're God's gift to everyone. They don't take time to actually please a woman. The ego on these guys is through the roof. Through the roof.
See, but I feel like it could be different. Because I imagine like Peyton Manning, right? Like sitting at the edge of the bed. He's got out a clipboard and some paper, and he's drawing up the plays. He's like, all right, first.
Peyton Manning's
we're going to go
audible 50 times during. He's like, should we try this? Should we try this? No, let's do this. No.
Omaha!
I'm pretty confident in saying I think Peyton Manning might be one of the worst lays in NFL history.
You should get him on the show to see if we could prove that, Harry.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what, Perna?
He's too quick. He's done too quick.
He's too quick.
That's why he's got so many kids. Game's over before it starts.
All right, halftime.
Oh man, hold on. I don't think I brought this in. Let me find this. Let me bring you a Rivers treat, everybody.
It's true. Honey, why are you scrambling?
Here we go.
Perna, what position did you play?
Missionary.
Okay.
In football?
Yeah.
All of the, quarterback, running back, safety.
You had to say quarterback
return,
first.
punt
Why'd you say
return.
quarterback first?
Here we go.
When I say natural family planning, many people probably wonder what in the world is that, and it was a fancy word for no contraception. You do it all off your wife's cycle and what days she's most fertile, what days she's not fertile, so therefore you can together either really try to have a child or really not.
What is that?
That's a Johnny Barks find too. We did a episode about the 2006 Chargers, and you're gonna have some Rivers jokes in there. And Johnny found that clip. He was like, "I was up late."
Johnny Barks. Johnny effing Barks.
And then so I cut it down, and because it's just Philip Rivers talking about natural family planning, also known as the rhythm method, as we were taught in sex ed.
Johnny Barks. That's
Dang
gold.
right, Johnny.
That is just.
I've seen so many Rivers clips, never seen that one. So it was a pleasant surprise.
That one stays for next season. That one
Yeah.
stays.
Oh yeah, that's staying.
Wow. Johnny Barks, everybody. Johnny Barks.
Just he's
And
so
I-
like comfortable talking about his wife's cycle. That's
It's
what's
weird.
alarming to me.
It's weird.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, she's just like, they're not even his kids. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeehaw. Yes, me, Jack Jones!
That one has to stay. It has to stay. So, has to.
Yeah.
So.
Is
Okay.
that Adam in there?
What?
Is that Adam's face?
Yes.
All right, Tom, what do you got coming out today, my friend?
I don't know. It's either going to be a short or a skit or a 49ers fan reaction to the season. I don't know yet. And then Q&A tonight. And then I'm going to be gone this weekend doing a little treat yourself. It's like we treat yourself off season.
Hell
And,
yeah, Tom.
You'll see where I am tomorrow. You'll see.
You going to London?
No, in June, yeah. I've always wanted to see Hans Zimmer. I've wanted to see him in concert. Like I love his music, and I've never been to London, so I was like, it's June. There's nothing I could be going on. Like let's go. Let's go. Listen, this is going to be the year of concerts. I bought a 3-day ticket to Chicago. I'm going to go see Rise Against 3 days in a row. Then I'm going to go to
watch
London.
all 3 shows?
Because what they're doing is it's different set lists every night, no repeats.
Wow.
And I was like, yes, one, Hans Zimmer, and then we go and see Rainbow Kitten Surprise in that July.
Got an air mattress waiting for you, buddy.
Okay, hold on. But all right, hold on. Before we get out of here, Brandon. That's why I'm not. I'm literally going to be in the place that I'm going. I'm hopping on a plane and then coming back in less than 24 hours. Like that's because I don't trust that something would happen. All right, so no, Brandon. Before we get out of here, okay, I have visuals now too, so it should make this easier. Okay. All right.
There you go.
All right, here we go. Okay, hold on. But folks,
That's a visual aid.
this is a visual. We got a visual aid here. Hold on.
Tom has been diagnosed with visual aids.
Yep, there we go. All right, so folks, thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. And damn it, hold on. We got thing. Coach. All right, here we go. This is okay. G. Okay, hold on. P, like that. Okay. And S is easy.
Pee-pee.
S is easy.
S is, yeah.
Yes.
You've been navigated.
You've reached your destination.